Hello there, and welcome back to the Sleepy Science channel, where we explore the hidden universes inside you without requiring a spacesuit, a microscope, or a functioning sleep schedule. Tonight, we're diving into a realm so busy, so dramatic, and so overworked that it makes your group chat look peaceful, your immune system. So before you get cozy, take a second to like the video and subscribe only if you genuinely enjoy these quiet science adventures. And drop a comment telling me where you're listening from and what time it is. Imagine a universe living entirely inside your skin, vast, ancient, and pulsing with life. That's your immune system, a microscopic kingdom full of guards, scouts, messengers, negotiators, and tiny soldiers who do more overtime than any employee in history. It learns from every threat, adapts to new ones, and remembers old enemies with the kind of emotional intensity usually reserved for exes. And it does all this quietly while you're out there forgetting where you left your keys again. Right now, at this very moment, your immune system is patrolling every inch of your body like the world's most dedicated night security team. As you breathe, blink, scroll, or debate whether to get up for a snack, millions of cells drift through your bloodstream, checking microscopic details you never notice. They search for suspicious molecular patterns, viral fingerprints, or a single damaged cell behaving dramatically. Every inch of you is scanned again and again, 24 hours a day, without complaint, without overtime pay, and definitely without coffee. Even while you sleep, your immune system refuses to clock out. It catches threats you'll never see, launching defenses before you feel the slightest sniffle. There is no soundtrack, no flashing lights, just silent intelligence, one of the oldest and most sophisticated systems in nature working tirelessly inside you. While you're dreaming of beaches or failing exams you took 10 years ago, your immune system is in the background, filing paperwork and fighting microscopic wars. Your immunity isn't one unified squad, it's a layered kingdom with overlapping defenses. Think of it like a medieval castle, but inside your body and significantly less drafty. The outer walls are your skin and barriers that keep most invaders from even entering the gates. Just inside those walls are the fast responders, the hit first, identify later cells who don't wait for permission. And deeper still lives the elite unit, the adaptive immune system, slow to start but brilliant, learning from experience and remembering threats like an ancient librarian who never forgets a single overdue book. These layers aren't separate armies, they communicate constantly. Messages travel back and forth, instructions shift, strategies adjust. If an invader gets stopped early, everyone relaxes. If something sneaks through, the whole kingdom wakes up like a fire alarm just went off. This overlapping structure gives you resilience, flexibility, and enough internal teamwork to make any workplace jealous. And yes, your skin is part of this grand defense strategy. It's not just a covering, it's a fortress. The outer layer is made of tightly packed dead cells that form a dry, acidic shield most microbes can't survive. Beneath that lies a bustling network of living cells who watch, respond, and call for backup when needed. Your skin is both armor and messenger, a living guardian surrounding you with silent strength every minute of your life. Just below the surface of your skin lies a bustling community of living cells, always on high alert. A minor scrape or cut kicks off an exciting race as immune cells come galloping to the rescue, eager to tackle the unwelcome intruder. Meanwhile, blood vessels expand like a surprise party, boosting circulation and launching a cleanliness operation well before you even notice the injury. Your skin isn't just pretty, it's a feisty fortress ready for action. Even when your skin remains unbroken, it's tirelessly defending you from a sneaky invasion. It drops oils and natural chemicals like a superhero, releasing secret weapons that deter harmful microbes and provide a cozy home for friendly ones to thrive. Your skin is a magical interface that senses temperature, pressure, and pain, sending alerts to your body so you can sidestep danger like a well-rehearsed dance move. Talk about a multitasking wonder of nature. Mucus, that slippery unsung hero. You might not think it's very glamorous, but it's one of your body's fiercest guardians. Spanning everything from your nose to your lungs, this slippery shield creates a relentless layer that traps viruses, bacteria, dust, and pollen like a pro. Inside this gooey fortress, enzymes are ready to break down invaders, while antibodies tackle them head-on. Tiny hairs in your airways sweep mucus along, carting away trapped particles like diligent little cleaners. In the gut, mucus performs its magic by keeping trillions of bacteria and nutrient-absorbing cells happily separated, ensuring peace between two different worlds. Ever-changing in thickness and chemistry, this wondrous slime adapts to whatever environment your body senses. You may overlook mucus on a daily basis, but it's your undercover agent, silently safeguarding your insides every step of the way. Now let's not forget tears and saliva, nature's very own antiviral bodyguards. Each blink and swallow releases fresh immune protection across your body's most vulnerable entrances. Those tears do more than keep your eyes moisturized. They're armed with enzymes that can slice through bacterial walls, salts that create a hostile zone for intruders, and antibodies that cling onto viruses, rendering them powerless. Each blink is a sweeping defense mechanism, banishing dust and microbes like a tiny superhero in action. Saliva isn't just about making food easier to swallow. It's another line of tough defenders. It washes away bad guys in your mouth and throat, breaks down food, and creates conditions that even the toughest microbes struggle to survive. Packed with friendly bacteria, saliva helps keep the dangerous ones in check. Each droplet is a meticulously designed defense, springing into action while you chat, munch, or simply breathe, proving that moisture can be a powerful ally. Of course, we can't overlook the grand champion of defense, stomach acid. Before invaders even think about facing your immune system, they must survive a dive into the acid-filled jungle of your stomach. This liquid is so robust, it can unravel proteins and obliterate bacteria or viruses. Few microbes stand a chance in this sizzling cauldron of destruction. And fear not, your stomach won't let this acidity harm itself, thanks to a protective mucus lining. It's a perfect balancing act, making sure your body gets the nutrients it needs while chucking away dangers. Now that's what we call a 2-for-1 deal. White blood cells are like your body's very own elite task force, expertly navigating the bloodstream on a mission to seek and destroy. Just picture them as tiny detectives, following chemical signals released by distressed cells, like a dog following a scent. With determination, they move toward the highest concentration of these signals, morphing and maneuvering to wrap around invaders, ready to unleash their toxic arsenal or call in reinforcements. It's a high-stakes game of hide and seek, and the stakes are your health. Neutrophils are the heroes of this immune saga, making up the bulk of your white blood cell army. These speedy little warriors spring into action at the first hint of trouble, diving out of the bloodstream to tackle infections or injuries. They squeeze through tight spots, engulfing bacteria with gusto and spraying microbial structures with digestive authority. Their lifespan's as short as a fleeting comet, but during their brief flicker, they hit with precision, clearing the field for other immune forces to take charge of the healing mission. Enter macrophages, the cleanup crew and strategists rolled into one. These adaptable defenders lounge in your tissues, keenly observing for intruders. Once they spot the enemy, they pounce. Surrounding and swallowing harmful bacteria or damaged cells, they break them down in a special chamber filled with digestive enzymes. But they aren't just vacuums, they also teach the immune system what they've devoured, ensuring it can identify and tackle those specific pests more efficiently next time. Talk about a multitasking menace. Now, let's not forget the dendritic cells, the master communicators of the immune realm. These savvy operators scout outside the body, capturing samples of viruses, splinters, or other rogue proteins that invade damaged tissues. Once they've gathered their intel, they hitch a ride to the nearest lymph node. There, much like a seasoned presenter, they reveal these threat fragments to a crowd of waiting immune cells, providing vital information on what they're up against. It's no surprise that the whole adaptive immune response hinges on this critical intel sharing moment. After the initial skirmishes are over, the immune system switches gears, thanks to the diligent efforts of these white blood cells. They transition from combat to cleanup and repair, demonstrating an incredible balance between destruction and recovery. Neutrophils hand over the baton to macrophages, who take care of the debris left behind while fostering tissue regeneration. It's like the ultimate tag team, ensuring that the body not only survives but thrives after a battle. All of this happens in a brilliant choreography where every cell knows its role. Each immune response feels like a vibrant dance, complete with rapid motion and sharp turns toward any threat of danger. Some cells are bolting into action, others are monitoring silently, while a third group prepares to heal the once injured site. The intricacy of this dance showcases how interconnected these tiny warriors are, highlighting their communal efforts to keep the body safe and functioning. In this bustling microcosm, the immune system coordinates an elaborate rhythm of patrol and response. Each white blood cell plays a crucial part, contributing to the larger performance of defending the body. So, the next time you feel a little under the weather, remember that your microscopic troops are hard at work, fighting valiantly to protect your health. They are not just cells, they are your personal, unflagging sentinels, ever ready to guard against what lies beyond your skin. In the grand theater of the immune system, dendritic cells play pivotal roles, acting as the calm scouts in the audience, observing the scene during peacetime and becoming fervent messengers when trouble brews. Picture them as the bouncers of an exclusive club. They scout the perimeter, deciding when it's time for a peaceful night at home or when to hit the dance floor, summoning the right forces for battle. Just a single tweet of intel from them can direct the entire immune encounter's fate. Amidst the immune festivities, natural killer cells stride in like the uninvited yet crucial party crashers. These cells are the natural-born detectives of danger, probing their surroundings with the finesse of a seasoned sleuth. Their radar isn't dulled by the waiting game. Instead, they scour the surface of nearby cells, looking for that comforting all is well sign. When they encounter stressed or transformed cells waving dangerous red flags, they don't hesitate. They swoop in with swift precision. Once a natural killer cell spots a suspect, it doesn't just knock. Instead, it makes itself comfortable like a VIP, forming a tight seal with the target. With a charming flick of their cellular wrist, they release a powerful cocktail that creates tiny portals for infiltration, reminiscent of digital self-destruct buttons. And if antibodies have already arrived on the scene, these killer cells recognize the tag left behind and launch a focused second wave to ensure the job's done. With a sense of purpose, they move on quickly, just as eager to chase the next threat. Meanwhile, TC cells are the ninjas of immune memory, always prepared for a rematch. After the initial battle, a dedicated squad of these cells remains behind, not slacking but honing their skills behind the scenes. They have a photographic memory, ready to recall the enemy's face and hiding spots for years. Some wander through blood and lymphatic highways, while others establish cozy homes in tissues where battles once raged, standing guard with the vigilance of a watchful mum. The beauty of these memory T cells is their speedy response that can turn a potentially debilitating illness into a mere cold. When trouble strikes again, they don't have to waste time learning from scratch. Instead, they shift into action mode, compressing what usually takes days into mere hours. This is vaccination magic, the power to create an elite squad that leaps straight into action. It's like preparing for a surprise party and nailing the timing flawlessly. Every great show needs a director, and that's where helper T cells come into play. They might not be wielding the biggest weapons, but their strategic input ensures the whole immune orchestra plays in harmony. After receiving intel from their scout buddies, they decide which immune operatives need reinforcements and which strategies to deploy. Whether it's guiding fighters to tackle pesky microbes or rousing antibody producers to enhance their aim, their decisions determine the state of the battlefield. B cells, the true artisans of the immune response, take the stage next. Picture each B cell as a talented artist with a one-of-a-kind Y-shaped masterpiece. When their specific pattern emerges amid an infection, these lucky artists get a social media boost, multiplying and crafting droves of antibodies. Each creation serves unique purposes, from gluing invaders together like clingy social media friends to blocking viral entrances like the ultimate digital fortress, ensuring a coordinated cleanup by their immune pals. Teamwork is what makes the immune dream work. In the bustling training grounds of your immune system, B cells get a fantastic bootcamp experience under the mentorship of helper T cells. These helpful instructors guide eager B cells through specialized training zones where their antibody designs are rigorously tested and fine-tuned. The creme de la creme of these trainees emerge as long-lived plasma cells, taking up residence in the bone marrow and ensuring a steady drip of protective antibodies. Others transform into memory cells, ready to spring into action at the first sign of trouble. This behind-the-scenes operation mints an array of antibodies that form the backbone of your body's immunity. What's astonishing is that your immune system does not simply keep a library full of antibodies. Oh no! It's more like a high-energy artist studio, constantly generating new works of art on the spot. In their formative days, B cells busily shuffle and stitch together gene segments like a talented seamstress crafting a fashionable dress. Picassos of the immune world, they add extra flair by randomly trimming or inserting nucleotides. When the immune system faces a challenge, the most successful designs go through a creative mutation session, being refined and tested for tighter binding. Out with the weak, in with the strong. Your immune system, ever the creative powerhouse, prepares for the unpredictability of life. Instead of needing a personal encounter with every microbe, it explores a vast universe of shapes ahead of time, pre-selecting potential winners. Like a savvy contestant on a game show, when the going gets tough, it pulls out its arsenal of keys, all expertly crafted to match any locks nature throws its way. Behold the magic of immunity that's always one step ahead of the unknown, a master of adaptation and resourcefulness. Beneath the surface, within the deep recesses of your bone marrow, lies a bustling immune factory. Here, hematopoietic stem cells are nestled in cozy protective spaces, attentively responding to whispering cues from nearby support cells. Whenever there's a call for backup, these cells spring into action, dividing and branching off to form the many types of immune cells your body needs. During an infection, it's a frenzy of activity as extra waves of short-lived soldiers are dispatched. In calmer times, however, the factory balances rejuvenation and restraint so the essential stem cell pool isn't depleted, keeping your defenses strong for the long run. As newly minted cells make their grand exit through tiny vascular channels, they burst onto the scene loaded with homing instructions. Some will service the body for mere hours, while others settle into tissues for years. All owe their existence to this relentless workshop, a place that never takes a break. It's like a 24-hour diner that serves up fresh immune cells to tackle any trouble that pops up, ensuring your body stays in fighting shape. Meanwhile, the thymus is hard at work training T cells, ensuring they can differentiate friends from foes. This is no leisurely guidance, it's a multi-step process. Inexperienced T cells must pass rigorous tests to confirm they can understand the body's language. Those who fail aren't given a participation trophy, they're sent packing. With plenty of exposure to ordinary self-molecules, the survivors that pass muster earn their place in the immune army, equipped with a balanced sense of protection and restraint right from the start. Lastly, lymph nodes act as crucial strategic checkpoints for your immune warriors. Think of them as pit stops on the racecourse of your lymphatic system, where lymph fluid travels back into circulation. Here, immune cells can hang out, gossip, and strategize on their next moves to counter intruders. It's a well-organized operation, making sure your body is well prepped for battle while maintaining peace during daily life. So, the next time you catch a sniffle, just remember the incredible behind-the-scenes action taking place in your own immune system. As fluid meanders into a lymph node, it hits the brakes and gets sifted through a microscopic jungle, making it like a coveted VIP spot for immune system residents. Dendritic cells drop by to showcase their samples and scramble up to the central platforms to give the rundown to incoming T cells, while B cells congregate nearby, ready to transform their cozy hall into a high-powered training facility overnight. Imagine cells in a gym, swapping protein powders for antibodies. Meanwhile, specialized blood vessels stand guard like bouncers, ensuring a constant flow of fresh lymphocytes ready for action. When a local battle brews, the node bulks up, sending signals for reinforcements, and turns into a full-on military base of buzzing activity. But don't worry, once the dust settles and threats evaporate, all that hustle and bustle collapses like a pop-up tent, returning the node to its peaceful state. Efficiency at its finest. In a different part of the body, the spleen is diving into the fast current of blood, its watchful eye scanning old red cells as they navigate through snug hallways. Those sneaky worn-out red cells that don't pass muster get quietly dismantled like old furniture in a yard sale, while immune cells on board are busy sampling what's brewing in the bloodstream. Should they get a whiff of trouble, they quickly morph the spleen into a bustling command center, dispatching platelets and deploying immune fighters for an all-out cleanup operation. Now, lacking a working spleen doesn't mean you're out of the game, but it does come with a warning label. People can thrive, but they need to be extra cautious about encapsulated bacteria that the spleen typically nabs without a hitch. This organ isn't some lazy lump. It's an active filter, ensuring your blood stays clean and ready while salvaging materials for future use. It's even a bit like that friend you have who's always prepared for a quick trip to the ER. Zoom in on the gut, and you'll find it's a bustling town with 70% of your immune cells snugly nestled inside. Talk about a busy neighborhood. This expansive interface with the world outside is all about welcoming nutritious goodies while keeping those pesky pathogens in check. Immune tissues line the walls, monitoring everything that passes by, and when they spot something suspicious, they spring into action faster than a chef flipping pancakes on a Sunday morning. But don't be fooled. Your gut isn't just about defense. Friendly microbes reside within, playing nice and maintaining a delicate balance by checking their more troublesome cousins. When actual threats show up, the gut's elite forces kick into gear, unleashing tailor-made antibodies just as food digestion continues uninterrupted. It's the ultimate juggling act of vigilance and relaxation that makes gut health riveting. As these gut microbes hang out, they're not just freeloaders, they're like the wise mentors of your immune system. They chime in, teaching immune cells about who's who in the microscopic world and when the alarm bells actually need to ring. With constant collaboration, they foster a dynamic community, ensuring your immune defenses remain sharp and fine-tuned. But if this delicate ecosystem is thrown off balance thanks to stress or medications, things can get chaotic, leading to immune reactions that can either be sluggish or way over the top. So, to put it simply, your gut microbiome isn't just there for decoration. It's a trusted partner and ever-evolving ally that fine-tunes your immune system daily. These tiny soldiers of fortitude hold the line, navigating the tricky waters between your body and the outside world, ensuring that you stay healthy, vibrant, and ready to conquer whatever life throws your way. Breast milk is like a superhero's secret weapon for newborns. Instead of fighting off bad guys alone, babies come equipped with a direct supply of immune defenses from their moms, complete with antibodies that reflect years of experiences battling pathogens. As these antibodies journey through the infant's digestive tract, they spring into action, neutralizing any nasty microbes lurking around, while also creating a fortress in the gut lining. It's like having a personal bodyguard, armed and ready to go. But wait, breast milk doesn't just come with those immune superheroes. It's like a multi-course meal for beneficial bacteria. The complex sugars in breast milk are akin to gourmet delicacies that nourish these good tiny critters, helping to cultivate a healthy microbiome for the little one. Plus, live immune cells make surprise guest appearances, tirelessly patrolling the newborn's tissues and remaining vigilant against any lurking threats. Each sip is a delicious blend of nourishment and wisdom, fine-tuned to the baby's evolving needs. In a twist of irony, sometimes the very system designed to protect us goes rogue. Take systemic lupus, for example, where the immune system gets all mixed up and starts mistaking the body's own tissues for invading foes. This peculiar misfire can manifest as a striking red butterfly-shaped rash, elegantly spreading over the cheeks and nose. But don't be fooled, this picturesque rash signals underlying chaos, as antibodies, supposed to target pathogens, start attacking the body's own DNA, leading to inflammation across various organs like skin, kidneys, and even the brain. Adding to the comedy of immune errors, we have allergies. When your immune system hitchhikes on confusion, it jumps to conclusions about harmless substances like pollen or peanut proteins. This all-out frenzy begins the first time those antibodies misjudge a benign allergen as a villain, loading up on defenses that activate at the next encounter. Histamine then bursts onto the scene, throwing a chaotic party of sneezing, itching, and swelling, much like a club bouncer gone wild. Rather than being weak, those allergy reactions are proof of an overzealous immune system just trying to do too much. Autoimmune disorders introduce another layer of confusion, turning the immune system into the not-so-friendly fire. Picture it as a party where the bouncers, immune cells, mistakenly identify innocent partygoers, healthy cells, as party crashers. Diseases like type 1 diabetes and rheumatoid arthritis are prime examples, where the immune system first decides that the pancreas, nerves, or joints are no longer friends but foes. Unfortunately, this misguided response can spiral out of control, creating a mayhem of attack and confusion that can build up over years without anyone noticing. And as if that wasn't enough, the reasons behind these autoimmune calamities are as complex as a soap opera plot. Genetics, infections, hormones, and environmental triggers can all stir the pot, leading to an immune system malfunction that results in an internal feud. Treatments often feel like a balancing act, aiming to tame the immune response without leaving the person defenseless against the more traditional enemies lurking outside. It's like finding the sweet spot between peacekeeping and giving a reassuring nudge to avoid an all-out immune war. As we navigate this wild world of immune responses, one thing becomes crystal clear: the human body has a flair for comical contradictions. We're built to fight off invaders, yet sometimes those very protective instincts get tangled up, leading to bewildering outcomes. Whether it's breast milk's protective embrace or the mischief of the immune system gone wrong, the journey of our body's defenses is never short of intriguing tales filled with drama, humor, and a dash of irony. You might think of fever as your body throwing a tantrum, but it's actually a smart, strategic response to infection. When your temperature rises, it's not a glitch in the system, it's your immune system flipping on a switch. This heat makes life miserable for sneaky pathogens, slowing them down while turbocharging your immune cells. They're like little soldiers on caffeine, racing around to chase away the bad guys. Plus, your liver locks away iron and zinc, denying bacteria their precious snacks. So next time you feel hot, remember, it's your body's way of fighting back. Inflammation is like the body's very own version of a fire drill. When you get hurt or a pesky microbe crashes your party, immune cells jump into action, igniting a controlled response. Suddenly, the area becomes hot, red, and swollen, but don't panic. This is all part of the healing strategy. Blood vessels widen, inviting reinforcements in the form of white blood cells to take down the invaders. It's like calling in the A-team to tackle a messy situation, organized chaos at its finest. But hold on to your hats, because while inflammation is great for fighting off trouble, if it runs wild, it can turn into a disaster zone. Think of it like a fire that starts out useful but can end up raging uncontrollably. If your body doesn't rein in this response, healthy tissue might get caught in the crossfire, paving the way for chronic illness. Thankfully, your body has built-in managers to dial down the inflammation once the invaders have been dealt with, letting you get back to your normal self. Wounds. They're foundation-building moments, and inflammation is the spark that ignites the recovery process. From the moment you scrape your knee, your body sends immune cells into action. They're not just there to battle germs, they clean up the scene too. Platelets swoop in, creating clots and sending out distress signals for more help. Macrophages devour dead cells, and it's all hands on deck to make sure that little injury doesn't turn into a big problem. Without this organized response, your body would be all out of sorts. Once the cleanup crew has done its job, the calm commands take over, gently guiding your skin and tissue back to their usual routine. Imagine the chaos settling down after a wild party. That's what happens as the inflammatory signals fade. You're left with a tattoo of recovery, freshly healed skin, ready for the next adventure, all thanks to that initial wave of controlled fire. Healing might seem simple, but it's a complex choreography that your body nails every time. And let's not forget about the true star of the immune system, memory. Your immune cells are like those nostalgic friends who never forget the wild times you shared. Even when an infection has packed its bags and left, they keep a record of the encounter, standing by like a vigilant hall monitor. Memory T cells and B cells linger for years, ready to spring into action if that same pesky pathogen dares to resurface. It's like having a superhero on speed dial, showing up faster and smarter than ever before. What's even more impressive? A single childhood infection might grant you lifelong immunity. It's a testimony to the brilliance of our immune system, turning those short-lived battles into a robust defense that lasts a lifetime. So next time you're fighting off a bug, just remember that your body's got the playbook on lockdown. Thanks to its stellar memory, you're armed and ready to handle whatever comes your way, time and time again. Vaccines are like personal trainers for your immune system, seriously, minus the sweaty gym sessions. They present your body with a harmless version of a pathogen, kind of like showing them a practice opponent before the big game. The immune system gets to work learning how to throw down some serious defense moves without any actual risk of getting sick. Dendritic cells take the spotlight, collecting the vaccine material and strutting off to the lymph nodes to introduce it to the T and B cells like they're at an exclusive VIP party. Once the immune crew is introduced, it's game on. T and B cells start crafting a plan of attack and crank out antibodies faster than a barista during Monday morning rush hour. And what's cooler? They don't just shrug off the experience. Memory cells hang around, holding on to all that hard-earned knowledge. It's like they keep a cheat sheet in the back pocket, so when the real deal rolls in, the immune system can jump into action as if it's already taken the bad guys down in a previous life. Herd immunity is the community superhero move. When enough folks in a population become immune thanks to vaccinations or surviving a bout of something, there's a huge decrease in the pathogen's ability to spread. It's like forming a barrier at a concert. The crowd crowds in, makes it harder for anyone not in the know to slip through. This helps protect the ones still at risk, like newborns and seniors. It turns out, fighting off germs is a team sport, where everyone's immunity bolsters public health, making life safer for all. Although it sounds like a fancy term, immunosenescence is just your immune system getting older and a bit slower, like a grandparent who insists on recalling every single detail of family gatherings. With age, our immune responses can weaken, making older adults more susceptible to diseases and less responsive to vaccines. The thymus, often compared to a wise old sage, shrinks and produces fewer T cells, which leads to some memory cells lounging around a little too long at the immunity party. But don't fret. Immune aging isn't the end of the road. Staying active, noshing on healthy foods, catching those ZS, and managing stress can make a noticeable difference. Recent studies show that senior citizens who work out regularly may enjoy greater vaccine effectiveness. Plus, keeping a diverse gut microbiome adds a sprinkle of magic, helping our immune systems remain flexible and ready for action even as time marches on. And let's talk sleep, your immune system's secret weapon. When you dive into dreamland, your body switches gears and gets serious about immune defense. Immune cells wake up and circulate like they've got a new lease on life, ready to tackle any intruders. During deep sleep, growth hormones work their magic, helping repair and create crucial immune tissues, while stress hormones chill out, allowing immunity to flourish. So, the next time you think about hitting the snooze button, remember that those extra ZZZs supercharge your body's defenses. During those tranquil nights, memory T cells take the time to refine their skills and prepare to kick butt against past foes. It turns out that a good night's rest isn't just good for your mood, it's also your immune system's equivalent of a power-up in a video game, giving you an edge when the germs come knocking. Sleep isn't just a cozy retreat, it plays a starring role in immune health. Picture this: after a restless night, you wake up to a shortage of natural killer cells. That's right. Those tiny soldiers responsible for keeping your body in check are out for the count. Sleep is not an indulgence. It's a biological must-have that keeps immunity sharp, alert, and ready to tackle anything that comes your way. Think of it as your body's nightly reset. Now let's talk about stress, the sneaky villain that sabotages immune strength. When danger lurks, the brain releases adrenaline and cortisol, gearing you up for action. It's like a superhero moment. Your body becomes the Flash, zipping to safety. But when stress lingers, it's like that superhero got stuck in traffic. Cortisol levels stay high, shrinking the thymus and messing with communication between the immune cells. Chronic stress creates a chaos loop that drains your immune system, leading to a binge on resources when it should be stocking up. Add loneliness to the mix, and you've got a cocktail of immune mischief. Social isolation isn't just a sad song on repeat. It's a biological hiccup. Lonely folks often parade higher inflammatory markers in their blood while letting antiviral defenses slack off. It's like the body is preparing for a battle that never arrives. Imagine your immune system hoping for wounds to heal rather than fighting pesky infections. This disarray makes you prone to colds and chronic illnesses, reminding us that forging meaningful connections is essential for immune health. And who says exercise can't be fun? Working out isn't just a ticket to buff muscles, it's a secret weapon against illness. Physical activity can turn your immune cells into energetic little bees buzzing through your bloodstream, catching signs of infection faster than a hawk spots dinner. As you work out, you also lower stress hormones and boost that gut microbiome. Just a single workout can enhance natural killer cell activity. However, watch out for the extremes, find the sweet spot, because balance is key to keeping your immune system primed without overwhelming it. The immune system is like a well-orchestrated symphony, and communication is crucial. These tiny defense cells don't need to shake hands to share intel, oh no. They use powerful chemical signals to coordinate attacks, using cytokines, chemokines, and growth factors. It's like sending out invites to a party where everyone knows what to do in an emergency. Imagine a macrophage spotting an invader and calling out the big gun's neutrophils ready to hustle in and assist. It's a team effort like you've never seen. The wonderful world of immunity operates on a fascinating rhythm where sleep, stress management, social connections, and exercise play vital roles. Each factor contributes to a defense system that's not just reactive but proactive. When you prioritize restful sleep and build relationships, you're catering to your immune system's every need. And keep those fun workouts coming. They're not just about shedding calories, but about boosting your immune response and enhancing overall health. It's like building an invigorating lifestyle where immunity thrives, ready to tackle anything life throws your way. TEC cells can be quite the chatty bunch, orchestrating everything from antibody production to cell destruction, and even tissue repair. It's like a smartphone plan for your immune system, where messages fly rapidly through the bloodstream. The brain gets in on the action, relaying tips on how to feel and act when illness strikes. Imagine immune cells texting each other in a bustling beehive of signals, fast, precise, and totally adaptable. Cytokines are the VIPs of this immune networking. They call in backup troops or can flip the switch to full-blown chaos. In a perfectly calibrated immune response, these little messengers direct where resources rally, advising white blood cells when to charge in, when to retreat, and when to sip a latte and chill for a bit. But if these signals go haywire, watch out. The infamous cytokine storm triggers a runaway feedback loop. Think immune system on a caffeine bender, leading to widespread inflammation and style damage to tissues. It's a real crisis. This isn't just a minor hiccup. It can be deadly, like in cases of severe influenza or untreated sepsis, where the immune system tries a little too hard to save the day. Thank goodness for those modern-day superheroes, the cytokine blockers, swooping in to calm the storm. Understanding this whole mess is crucial not only in rare emergencies, but also in chronic diseases that simmer like stubborn sous vide. Those so-called low-grade storms can quietly wreak havoc, damaging joints and organs over the years. Now let's switch gears to temperature control. When your body's under siege from nasty invaders, it ramps up the internal thermostat as the ultimate defense mechanism. The brain cranks up the heat, signaling muscles to shiver. It's like conditioning for winter, and blood vessels to hug the vital organs. The kicker: as the mercury rises, pathogens start to fizzle while immune cells hit the turbo button, moving faster and snatching up those pesky invaders like candy at a parade. But don't you dare think of fever as just a pesky nuisance. Nope. It's a well-honed strategy that has stood the test of time across creatures like mammals, birds, and even reptiles. That uncomfortable burning sensation? Just your body flipping the switch to serious defense mode, giving the immune system a fighting chance in the battle against bacteria and viruses alike. Your immune system is also pretty clever when it comes to learning. Some sneaky pathogens where disguise is so good that the immune cells sip their lattes, oblivious to the threat. Others, however, play nice, giving a harmless poke that nudges the immune system into gear. This is the magic of mimics, and it's why vaccines are so practical. Even your friendly gut bacteria can pull a few tricks, helping train the immune system and prepping it for any real threats that saunter by in the future. And just when you thought blood types were only about who gets what at hospitals, think again. Your blood type is a roll call of molecular signatures that can shape how your immune system reacts. For example, folks with type O blood are missing A and B antigens, making them less of a prime target for plastered-on infections like malaria or severe dengue. So, next time you think about blood types, remember, they can be a hidden shield in the colorful world of immunity. Did you know that your blood type can play tricks on your health? Blood type A is often singled out for its association with an increased danger of certain cancers and heightened reactions to pesky viruses. It turns out that those little natural antibodies we carry against other blood types also play a sneaky role in how microbes shuffle around in our communities. During the chaotic beginnings of a pandemic, patterns can emerge, hinting at which blood types might be the woeful victims of disease. While blood type isn't the puppet master of immunity, it certainly can tip the scales towards either safety or disaster. Let's get philosophical about immune cells, shall we? These microscopic heroes have wildly different lifespans. Some, like neutrophils, dive headfirst into a firefight against infection and might kick the bucket within just a day. Talk about a one-day wonder. On the other hand, memory T cells are the seasoned veterans of the immune squad, living for decades while recalling every past skirmish. In the background, the trusty macrophages clean up like dedicated housekeepers, ready to spring into action whenever trouble brews. The immune system thrives on this wild cocktail of speedy responders and long-lasting defenders. And just when you thought the immune party couldn't get any crazier, let's talk about the influence of Mom. Long before you took your first breath, she was already prepping your immune defenses in utero. Those wonderful antibodies are passed through the placenta, gifting you instant protection against threats that she's battled before. This borrowed immunity helps you be somewhat untouchable for months post-birth, giving your own immune system a chance to get its act together. But wait, there's more. Inside the womb, the patrolling immune cells start shaping your future brain health, pruning and protecting those precious neural connections. Even beneath your mother's heart, fetal immune cells can sniff out intruders, performing reconnaissance missions without causing a ruckus. Those fresh newborns aren't stepping into the world unarmed. They come loaded with borrowed immunity and the first inklings of their own, ready to meet life outside the womb. Let's not forget about the power of a good dose of sunlight. A magical transformation occurs when those warm rays hit your skin. They kickstart a chemical reaction that produces vitamin D, an immune booster extraordinaire. This little molecule helps regulate the immune warrior's T cells and macrophages, pushing them to fight off pathogens while keeping excessive reactions in check. It even encourages your body to churn out antimicrobial peptides. Think of them as natural antibiotics ready to party in your bloodstream. However, if you find yourself living in a sun-starved cave or spending way too much time indoors, your vitamin D levels may tank, leaving your immune defenses wobbly. During winter months, with less sunlight shining down, it's no surprise that flu season ramps up. So remember, sunlight isn't just about the warmth. It's a biochemical signal rallying support for your immune system amidst the unpredictable challenges of life. Finally, let's get real about some of those viruses out there. Sneaky little devils can curl up inside cells for an eternity, biding their time till the conditions are just right to spring back into action. It's like they're pulling a heist, hiding in plain sight while your immune system remains on high alert. Keeping the immune balance in check is a full-time job, but thankfully, with the right lifestyle and a sprinkle of sunlight, we can help arm ourselves for battle. Certain crafty viruses have mastered the art of stealth, slipping into our cells, blending in, and then hitting the snooze button for decades. They take refuge in nerve cells, dodging the watchful eyes of the immune system. HIV, the ultimate hide-and-seek champion, sneaks right into immune cells themselves. Talk about picking the perfect spot. These viral party crashers stay silent, avoiding detection until the perfect moment arises. When things get lively again, they jump back into action, replicating like they've got a date with chaos. This clever hide and seek contributes to why some infections pop back up, like that stubborn pimple you thought was gone forever. In the wild world of biology, antibodies are like the bouncers at the club of life. They don't always take down the party crashers themselves, but are fantastic at marking them for others to handle the dirty work. When an antibody latches onto a nasty virus or a sneaky bacterium, it reveals a tag that friendly immune cells think macrophages and natural killer cells can recognize. These cellular musclemen can then swoop in and engulf the intruders or unleash enzymes that turn them into soup. Talk about team play. It's like a finely tuned relay race where each player knows exactly when to step in. But it isn't just a free-for-all. Antibodies turn mess into order by ensuring that only the right threats are addressed at the right time. Complement proteins join the party too, binding to those antibody-marked targets and creating holes in bacterial membranes that lead to chaotic bursts. So, in the great immune symphony, antibodies act like an orchestra conductor, making sure each instrument plays its part in harmony to take down the invaders effectively. Enter the TEC cells, the vigilant bodyguards of our immune system. They're on the lookout for any sign of trouble, inspecting the protein fragments that decorate the surface of our cells. Even an out-of-place amino acid in these tiny sequences can trigger an alarm, like detecting a bad note in a symphony. These super-sensitive TEC cells can spot subtle mutations made by crafty viruses, or even aberrant cells that may have taken a turn towards cancer. In the grand design of health, they make sure nothing slips through the cracks unnoticed. When it comes to cancer, the immune system can pull off some impressive moves. Under the right conditions, the body can send in the cavalry immune cells that pinpoint and obliterate cancer cells with pinpoint precision. Tumors often wear disguise, showing abnormal proteins or sending out SOS signals to expose their location. Cytotoxic T cells are the fearless ones that dive into the tumor chaos, digging out cancerous cells and triggering their self-destruction. Meanwhile, natural killer cells also jump into action, taking down rogue tumor cells without the normal identification markers talk about no mercy. Modern medicine has managed to boost these natural defenses. Using techniques like checkpoint inhibition, doctors can take off the brakes that cancer uses to quiet T cells, allowing a full frontal immune assault. Some advanced treatments even extract a patient's own T cells, giving them a makeover to become specialized tumor hunters before putting them back in the game. It's like sending in a crack team trained specifically for that stubborn enemy. With all this tactical finesse, the immune system proves to be both a skilled surgeon and a shield, executing precision attacks with cellular memory that's been honed over many years. Immunotherapy is changing the battlefield in cancer treatment by transforming the body into a tumor-hungry juggernaut. Unlike traditional warriors like chemotherapy and radiation, which tend to indiscriminately wreak havoc on both bad and good cells alike, immunotherapy employs more of a ninja approach. The immune system becomes a stealthy, guided missile, learning to recognize and obliterate pesky cancer cells while leaving healthy tissue intact. It's like turning the immune system into a superhero squad, laser-focused on spotting and dismantling villainous tumors. One impressive strategy within immunotherapy employs monoclonal antibodies, specialized proteins that act like helpful little signposts. They hook onto unique proteins found solely on tumor cells, gluing a target here sticker onto the bad guys for the immune system to see. Then there's the C-cell therapy route, which takes things up a notch. Doctors collect T cells from patients, give them a little pep talk to recognize tumors, and then rainfuse them back into the body. These enhanced cells resemble secret agents, seeking out cancer with such precision that even the most well-camouflaged tumors have nowhere to hide. But wait, there's more. Immunotherapy isn't just a one-trick pony. It represents a fresh approach to cancer treatment that leverages the body's innate intelligence and flexibility. Instead of just bashing tumors with harsh chemicals, it encourages the body to join the fight with its own sophisticated systems. Think of it as enrolling in Self-Defense 101, where the body learns to outsmart the enemy while using its own internal resources, a truly empowering philosophy that makes you think, why didn't we think of this sooner? While we often overlook the hyoid bone as just a quirky piece of anatomy, it surprisingly plays a significant part in our immune defenses. Nestled above the larynx, it doesn't just anchor the tongue and the complex dance of swallowing and speech. It also cradles the often forgotten lingual tonsils. These tonsils are like the bouncers at a nightclub for our immune system, sampling everything we consume and keeping an eye out for dangerous pathogens. With proactive immune cells ready to leap into action, the hyoid bone marks the crucial entry point where immunity meets the outside world. Meanwhile, the brain might seem like a no-go zone for immune cells, shielded as it is under the theory of immune privilege. But recent discoveries challenge that belief. Enter microglia, the unsung heroes who reside permanently in our noggins. These specialized cells tackle maintenance tasks, like cleaning up dead neurons and helping fortify connections during learning. They also spring into action at the first signs of trouble, sending out SOS signals when injury or infection looms, ensuring our brain stays safe and sound. The blood-brain barrier is like Fort Knox for the brain, an impressive structure that tightly regulates what gets in and what stays out. It's essential for protecting our precious neurons from harmful substances and fluctuations in the bloodstream. However, it's not a steadfast fortress. During health crises, such as infections or strokes, it can become a bit too lenient, allowing unwelcome immune guests to crash the party. In cases like multiple sclerosis, this breakdown can encourage rogue immune attacks on our nervous system, leading to serious complications. Navigating the challenges of treating brain diseases is like trying to get a bouncer to let you into an exclusive club, tricky and carefully controlled. After all, the blood-brain barrier is a marvel of biological engineering, balancing the need for robust protection with the occasional limited access necessary for healing. In this ongoing war against disease, understanding and leveraging the brain's immune system is crucial. It keeps the mastermind of the body functioning optimally, ready to orchestrate defenses when needed most. Ever wonder how a sneeze from a fellow on the subway might affect your mood? Well, it turns out that inflammation in the brain is far more connected to our emotions than we think. The immune system and the brain chat over chemical signals, swapping gossip about our physical and emotional states. When those immune cells get fired up thanks to infections, injuries, or even stress, they release little messengers called cytokines. These can wreak havoc on neurotransmitter levels, leading to feelings of sadness or anxiety, even when life seems peachy. This isn't about weakness of the mind. Oh no! Individuals dealing with chronic inflammatory diseases often face mood disturbances because their immune system is throwing chaos into their brain chemistry. Surprise! Even a simple cold can plunge your motivation and crank up irritability just when you wanted to binge watch that feel-good series. The dynamic duo of brain and immune system means that researchers are exploring anti-inflammatory therapies to tackle conditions like depression, uncovering a whole new world of mental health treatment. And let's not forget the funky relationship between your gut and brain. Picture this, a crazily connected network of nerves, hormones, and immune cells bustling away. The good guys, the gut microbes, produce all sorts of funky molecules that can hitch a ride through the bloodstream and mess with your brain's neural function. Some of these gutsy molecules even give your immune cells a poke, prompting the brain to adjust mood, appetite, or keep you alert. It's quite the party down there. Studies conducted on mice have shown that certain gut bacteria can keep anxiety at bay by altering immune info. That's right. These little critters are performing a delicate dance that can ripple through our systems. In humans, a dissonance in gut microbiota has been tangoed with conditions like depression and irritable bowel syndrome. Enter the gut-brain immune axis. This rock-solid feedback loop proves that mental health isn't just brain chemistry. It's a whole-body joyride through the ecological landscape. Now, here's a fun tidbit. The appendix is more than just a vestigial organ in your body. It's becoming the unsung hero of good bacteria storage. Once thought of as a useless appendage, it's a cozy hideout for helpful gut bacteria. When illness strikes, these beneficial microbes hunker down, waiting for their chance to bounce back into action once the gut recovers. It's like a secret home base for your intestinal allies, ready to restore balance when needed. The appendix also boasts a collection of lymphoid tissue jam-packed with immune cells, keeping a keen eye on your gut's contents. In places with frequent gut infections, the appendix is like a steadfast backup system ready to come to the rescue. Even in our modern world, losing it can increase the risk of certain diseases, making us rethink the notion that it's just a relic of evolution. And did you know you're essentially leaving a trail of immune cells in your wake? As you stroll through life, you cast off more than just skin flakes. Millions of immune cells hitch a ride from your skin and airways, bringing along snippets of your immune history. This invisible cloud left behind helps scientists trace outbreaks by analyzing what's floating around. It's also why people in tight-knit habitats often develop similar microbiomes, sharing invisible immune vibes without even trying. Lastly, speaking of impressive immune feats, did you know that a healthy immune system can neutralize snake venom? Talk about your body fighting fire with fire. This little fact only enhances the idea that our immune defenses are not just warriors but sophisticated negotiators in every ecosystem we inhabit. So cheers to our incredible biology, teaming up to define both our health and emotions in the most brilliant ways. Some creatures, along with a few uniquely gifted humans, are equipped with immune defenses that can take down the ruthless enzymes in snake venom. These remarkable defense mechanisms usually revolve around specialized antibodies that latch onto venom proteins, throwing a wrench in their plans to wreak havoc on cells or mess with blood clotting. For regular humans, this immunity is often a result of deliberately introducing small venom doses, honing the immune system like a finely tuned instrument to tackle the nasty stuff when it shows up. When it comes to producing antivenom, nature and science shake hands. Horses are injected with venom to generate serum packed with those all-important neutralizing antibodies. Then, this life-saving serum is harvested and used to help victims of snake bites. Meanwhile, in the wild, creatures like mongooses, hedgehogs, and certain birds show off their evolved natural defenses. Their immune systems are skilled enough to decode and neutralize even the most formidable toxins, converting dangerous encounters into just another day at the biochemical office. But here's a twist. You can actually be immune to something you've never faced head-on. Thanks to a quirky phenomenon known as cross-reactivity, your immune cells might recognize challenges based on past experiences. When similar pathogens cross paths, the immune system can figure out which ones to launch a counterattack against. This handy trick can happen with viruses and even the odd bacteria that sport similar outer attire. Sometimes, vaccines can even deliver surprise benefits, giving you a fighting chance against unrelated infections. In 2020, scientists flipped the script with a fascinating discovery. Some folks already boasted T cells ready to tango with a new coronavirus, likely thanks to prior encounters with less menacing viruses. Cross-immunity showcases the immune system's covert planning skills. Far from learning in a bubble, it creates a collage of molecular shapes, constantly preparing for threats that haven't even manifested. It's like the psychic of the biological world, peering into the future based on clever deductions from the past. Now let's dive into the world of transplants, where the immune system pulls up its sleeves to fight what it thinks is an uninvited guest. When a shiny new organ comes into play, the body doesn't roll out the welcome mat. It often sees it as a malicious intruder. Even if the donor and recipient are a close match, slight variances in their molecular makeup spark a fierce immune response. T cells and antibodies go on the offensive, igniting inflammation and setting the stage for organ rejection. To counter this, transplant recipients are generally placed on immunosuppressive drugs that mute their immune activity, reducing the chance of rejection. But hold on. This comes at a cost, leaving them open to infections and certain cancers. Now, researchers are hard at work on fresh strategies, like retraining the immune system to embrace the transplant or utilizing donor immune cells to foster acceptance, creating a delicate balance between extending life and dampening the defenses that usually protect it. Meanwhile, the immune system possesses an uncanny ability to sniff out foreign DNA fragments faster than you can say infectious agent. All over the body, cells are equipped with molecular sensors lying in wait for anything that doesn't belong. Once these sensors detect a viral genome or some rogue bacterial DNA, they sound the alarm. Enzymes spring into action, inflammation mounts, and antiviral defenses hit the ground running before the adaptive immune system even gets the memo. This early warning system enables the body to isolate the troublemakers quickly, keeping many infections from escalating into a full-blown crisis right from the start. Some crafty parasites, however, have devised ways to outwit our immune vigilance. Parasitic entities like tapeworms and hookworms have a singular focus, cohabitating with their host without getting booted out. Over time, they've developed tactics to silence immune responses, turning the body's defenses down like a dimmer switch. And while the immune system is busy reading the molecular map, these sneaky parasites set up shop, demonstrating that survival is often a game of clever tactics in this world of microscopic warfare. Parasites have a sneaky way of doing things, playing the long game instead of going out in a bang. Instead of triggering dramatic fevers, they send out molecular messages that trick our immune system into lowering the drawbridge. This means our immune cells are more likely to chill out than to go on the offensive. Imagine a party crasher who brings pizza and turns your fearsome bouncers into friendly helpers, slowing down cell activation and making macrophages focus on repairs rather than battle. Who knew parasites could throw such well-orchestrated parties? Here's the kicker: some of these crafty parasites can persuade us to produce more regulatory T cells, those immune buddies that help mellow out inflammation and prevent tissue damage. It's a bit like inviting a bunch of sofa-bound sloths to the party instead of the rowdy crowd. While the party rages on, the parasites get to lounge around undisturbed for months, often while their human host merely experiences a bit of fatigue or even digestive woes. It's a remarkable coping mechanism that scientists are exploring as potential therapy for autoimmune diseases. Parasites, once seen as the ultimate freeloaders, may hold the key to calming our overzealous immune systems. Let's switch gears and talk about HIV, the ultimate party pooper that goes after the immune system's command center. This virus doesn't randomly float through the bloodstream. No, it plays the smart game, specifically targeting CD4 T cells. These game-changer cells dictate the rules of engagement for the rest of the immune response, letting B cells know when to unleash antibodies and when to call in the cavalry. When HIV binds to these CD4 cells, it's like a con artist stealing the show, slipping in its own genetic code and effectively hijacking the party for its own viral extravaganza. As HIV destroys CD4 cells, it hampers the immune system's ability to coordinate a defense, leaving everyday bacteria and viruses as far more dangerous foes. Tread too far down this path without treatment, and you may end up in the gloomy shadows of AIDS, where even a minor sniffle could spell disaster. Thankfully, modern antiviral therapies act like bouncers at the door, preventing HIV from throwing wild parties unchecked, allowing CD4 levels to remain stable. But beware, HIV remains elusive, hiding in silent reservoirs within the body, making the search for a cure a tricky endeavor. Now, let's discuss the immune system's tendency to overreact, which can turn life-saving defenses into life-threatening chaos. Usually, this complex system bounces between offense and defense with remarkable finesse. However, when it misfires, like during septic shock, it reacts as if a zombie invasion is underway, flooding the bloodstream with inflammatory chemicals all at once. Blood vessels expand, blood pressure plummets, and in a mad scramble, the heart races to pick up the slack, often failing to control the mayhem. Even benign items like food can stir up dramatic responses in our immune system. It's astonishing to think that each bite packs more than just calories. It's loaded with information needing instant interpretation. Much like a confusing buffet where the immune system must pick the right dishes to serve, every meal has the potential to trigger healing or harm. Such reactions can range from moderate to an outlandish allergic response, making mealtimes an event full of potential surprises, and probably not the good kind. Finally, the core lesson emerges. The immune system is like a double-edged sword, poised to protect us but always the risk of tilting too far into aggression. Balancing that dynamic requires close monitoring and occasional intervention, just like keeping the peace at a bustling party. The challenge lies in fine-tuning these responses to ensure our defenses remain both effective and safe. In this delicate dance of attack and recovery, food plays an unexpected yet crucial role in shaping the immune landscape, reminding us that every bite matters in our journey of health. Inside your intestines, a bustling colony of immune cells is always on duty, diligently sampling the menu each time you indulge. They're like food critics of the gastrointestinal world, capable of discerning between harmless meals and potential hazards. Generally, they're pretty chill and let you enjoy your dinner without a fuss. But oh boy, when they catch a whiff of something they deem dangerous, these cells pull out all the stops. Antibodies get busy binding to the invading food protein, mast cells erupt in histamine-filled chaos, and suddenly, your body is in full alert mode. Sneezing, vomiting, and tight airways? Welcome to the drama of an allergic reaction. But it's not all theatrics and chaos. Sometimes, immune responses go on quietly in the background, causing low-grade inflammation. This stealthy operation can contribute to pesky conditions like celiac disease or irritable bowel syndrome, making every meal feel like a roll of the dice. The secret weapon? Nutrition. Foods rich in fiber tickle your gut bacteria, antioxidants help combat those sneaky free radicals, and fatty acids soothe inflammation like a cozy blanket. Every morsel you chew can either bolster your immune powers or turn your gut into a temperamental diva. Surprisingly, your immune system can play puppet master with your appetite, too. Ever noticed how food becomes less appealing when you're under the weather? That's not just your taste buds throwing a tantrum. Immune cells release a chorus of proteins called cytokines into your bloodstream, which travel to your brain and mess with your hunger signals. Your body ups to focus on fighting off illnesses over indulging in a feast, effectively starving the little invaders of the nutrients they need to thrive. But don't worry. Once you start feeling better, your appetite becomes a ravenous beast, ready to replenish your energy reserves. Healing, much like dinner reservations, has its own timing. The moment an injury closes up or an infection takes its exit, the immune system shifts gears. Welcome to the rebuilding phase. Those heroic macrophages that spent days battling bacterial foes now swap their fight tunes for growth signals, summoning fibroblasts to weave new collagen into the damaged areas. Imagine a construction crew working its magic, with endothelial cells patching up blood vessels and stem cells on standby, ready to replace any lost tissues like a pro renovation team. But here comes the plot twist: too much inflammation or weak repair signals can leave the healing process in limbo, turning it into a chronic wound saga. On the flip side, an overzealous repair job doses out excessive scar tissue, which can hinder normal function. Healing is an intricate dance with immunity, a dynamic duo where destruction leads to restoration. It's the next chapter in your body's story, where the stage is set for renewal after the mayhem of injury or illness. Now, let's shine a light on those unsung heroes known as platelets. Often simplified to mere clogs for blood flow, they do so much more than that. When your blood vessels get a bit too adventurous and push the limits, platelets leap into action like superheroes. They boldly gather at the scene, creating a physical barrier to prevent blood loss. But hold on, they're also doling out chemical signals to summon reinforcements from the immune brigade. Neutrophils and macrophages rush to the action, ready to tackle infections and oversee the cleanup operation of dead tissue. They're not just there to fight, they also kick off the healing process, making sure everything is stitched back together neatly. With each tiny platelet's recruitment, the body becomes a hive of activity, demonstrating that even in times of distress, collaboration and communication reign supreme in the quest for restoration. Platelets are like the unsung heroes of the body, showing up to a wound party with a range of antimicrobial peptides. These tiny protein champs don't wait for white blood cells to arrive. They dive right in, delivering a swift kick to bacteria. Think of them as the first responders to trauma and infection, working tirelessly to lay down a defensive barrier. They're not just squishy bits, they're the life-saving architects and messengers of early wound repair. Millions of years ago, crafty retroviruses snuck into early mammalian cells, leaving behind genetic souvenirs that would put the best estate sales to shame. These viral snippets were dormant for ages, just chilling in the DNA, until they realized they could be put to good use. Now, these ancient gene remnants have been recruited, allowing our immune cells to detect viral DNA and alert the body before crashing on the couch. It's like having a family of ancient viruses that pivoted from foes to fabulous friends in our defense system. And guess what? The immune system is just as much about timing as it is about toughness. Your circadian rhythm, That internal clock that manages hormones, metabolism, and sleep, also knows how to sync with your immune response. While you're snoozing away, special white blood cells are working overtime, patrolling for any signs of mayhem or damage. Just as the dawn breaks, stress hormones signal those immune warriors to return to their stations, getting you prepped for the day's challenges. Who knew that catching ZS could be a solid defense strategy? Now, when it comes to bone health, don't be fooled, those sturdy structures need vigilant immune support as well. Although bones may seem rock solid, they're crawling with life and protected by immune activity. But when a bone fracture opens the floodgates for bacteria, suddenly it's not just a broken bone anymore. These pesky microbes can set up camp in the bone's cozy interiors and create biofilms like a party of bacteria that refuse to leave. Even the immune system's best efforts might struggle against such a stubborn crowd. As the body attempts to fight back, it may isolate the infected area, potentially leading to a slow recovery or a blocking off of essential blood flow. Treating these bone infections can feel like a full-on military operation, requiring surgery, a course of antibiotics, and maybe even supportive immune therapy. Who knew bone could be so dramatic? It turns out that even the strongest parts of our anatomy need constant immune oversight, lest they become as vulnerable as soft tissue on the battlefield. When it comes down to it, your immune system is like a computer on a whole new level. Fast as artificial intelligence is, it still can't compare to the dazzling adaptiveness of your immune network. Think of it as a master at organic problem solving, constantly testing, learning, and updating itself. There's no hack for the impressive way your immune system learns and evolves, and no amount of data crunching is going to change that. Every sneeze, scratch, and sniffle is a testament to its genius. Stay healthy out there. When a new pathogen decides to crash the immune party, your body goes into overdrive. Millions of immune cells suddenly get busy crafting unique receptors, each one seeking out a fitting piece of the invader. The moment a cell scores a hit, it goes viral figuratively, of course multiplying faster than rumors in a cafeteria. Meanwhile, the failed receptors are ushered off stage, and within days, your immune system transforms into a hero with a tailored response. Talk about a rapid evolution faster than you can say pathogen be gone. What's the secret sauce behind this biological speed? Well, unlike those slowpoke computers that drag their feet through endless databases, your immune system comes up with instant solutions. It's like a top chef whipping up a new dish on the fly. And the best part? It stores successful recipes in long-term memory cells, which can be reactivated even decades later. Each encounter with a microbe becomes a valuable lesson, allowing your immune system to learn through experience, thus creating a personalized defense library that's totally one of a kind. No two immune libraries are alike. Just like your favorite playlist or your grandmother's secret cookie recipe, the responses within your body are shaped by years of battles with microbes, interactions with food, and even vaccines. This unique collection of immune experiences is neatly packed away in memory T cells and B cells, which don't just lounge around waiting. They're out there hanging in the tissues most likely to face their nemesis, like blood and the gut lining, ready to respond at the drop of a hat. As soon as an old foe dares to resurface, these memory cells are on it like a bouncer at a club recognizing a troublemaker. They spring into action before you even have a sniffle, ramping up antibody production and coordinating a colorful cast of immune actors to chase away the unwelcome guest in record time. This ever-growing archive is your very own bespoke set of defenses and immunological fingerprint that reflects your life experiences, geographical vibes, and even the quirks of your home environment. But hold on. Before your adaptive immune system has time to craft its masterpiece, there's the trusty innate immunity. This initial cavalry rushes to the scene, reacting immediately without any need for a battle strategy. It's like having a squad of highly trained, however slightly brutish bodyguards ready to kick butt. Think of physical barriers like your skin and mucus as the bouncers at the door, while neutrophils and natural killer cells dive in to tackle any threat that tries to slip through. In addition to their brute strength, your immune cells also practice a neat trick called chemical camouflage. When the fight starts, immune cells release powerful chemicals capable of breaking down anything infectious. But weight don't want to damage your own healthy cells, right? That's where the invisible uniforms come into play. Healthy cells flaunt special protein patterns to say, "Hey, I'm cool. Don't shoot." Meanwhile, infected or cancerous cells ditch their uniforms, so the immune system knows exactly where to aim. Incredibly, some immune responses are laser-focused, unleashing their destruction only after they've entered a sick cell. It's like having a targeted missile that only takes out the bad guy's minimal collateral damage. This sophisticated reconnaissance allows your body to conduct an intramural battle while preserving the palace. Who knew biology could be so tactful while throwing shade at invaders? With all this prowess, your immune system remains the MVP of biological intelligence, keeping you safe and sound. The immune system, while a powerhouse, is also a picky eater. Nature has dished out a buffet of immune responses among animals, and some of these strategies could give humans a real run for their money. Take alligators and crocodiles. For instance, they're like the bouncers of the animal kingdom, sporting a blood cocktail that can wipe out pesky antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Move aside antibiotics. These reptiles are ready to serve some serious justice. Elephants are the heavyweight champions of cancer resistance, boasting not one, but several copies of genes that are like personal trainers for damaged cells. You see, they help those cells get their act together and self-destruct before they can throw a cancer party. And let's not forget the tiny but mighty mice. Some species can shrug off deadly viruses that would send humans to the emergency room for a checkup. Now that's how you turn the tables on a viral villain. Bats, those nocturnal acrobats, have a nifty immune system that's always on guard. It's like having a security system that never sleeps, stopping viruses from replicating without throwing a harmful tantrum. And then there are tardigrades, those champion water bears. These tiny creatures can freeze, survive radiation, and even live years without a drop of water, all thanks to their immunological superpowers that keep their delicate molecules in tip-top shape. Who knew microscopic critters could pack such a punch? Diving deeper into the ocean, we find sharks, the ancient immune engineering geniuses. Their antibodies, called IgNA, are like Swiss Army knives of the immune world, smaller and more nimble than human antibodies. They can latch onto sneaky viruses or toxins in a way that human antibodies can't manage, making them masters of precision. These shark antibodies are tougher too, thriving in extreme environments that would send human proteins packing. Nothing like a good old evolutionary design to keep things fresh. Researchers have taken a page from the shark's playbook, using their mighty antibodies to craft new treatments for cancer and viral infections. It turns out that what's been swimming around for millions of years is more than just a relic. It's a refined system that outshines many modern medicines. Nature has its way of keeping things efficient, and sharks are living proof that, sometimes, the best solutions are the oldest ones. Now, let's shift gears to the plant kingdom. Plants may not have any white blood cells or lymph nodes, but they've got some serious immunity savvy. Each plant cell is decked out with receptors ready to tackle any invading bacteria or fungi. Upon detection, they're quick to the draw, sealing off the infected zone with swift cell suicide, all while churning out antimicrobial chemicals. Talk about self-defense mechanisms. And if you think that's impressive, some plants send out alerts to their neighbors through roots or even through the air. These warnings activate anyone within earshot to get ready for the impending doom. It's a coordinated defense maneuver that operates without a brain-pure intelligence in action. You'd think lacking a brain might hinder them, but these plants sure know how to wage chemical warfare with flair and foresight. In the realm of science fiction meets reality, we now have the means to train immune cells outside the body like they're at boot camp. Thanks to breakthrough biotechnology, scientists can prepare immune cells to identify and annihilate diseases before they even cross the threshold into a patient. Just imagine a world where the immune system says, "Not today," to viruses and bacteria, thanks to a little training. Imagine a scenario where your own immune cells, known as TC cells, become personalized superheroes in the battle against cancer. In cutaneous T-cell (CTC) therapy, doctors remove these cells from a patient's bloodstream, give them a super makeover to pinpoint cancer cells, and then reintroduce them back into the body. These genetically enhanced warriors multiply and seek out tumors with a precision that makes the immune system look like it's on a wild goose chase. This innovative approach is practically bringing comic book heroes to life in medical science. But wait, there's more. Scientists also harness the power of stem cells to grow immune cells and train them, much like a boot camp for cells. These little defenders are exposed to viral particles or fancy synthetic molecules before getting deployed back into the battlefield, the body. And you know that vaccine you got? It's like an undercover agent for your immune system, exposing you to harmless imitations of pathogens that help build a memory without causing any mess. Talk about an elite division of immune agents. Venturing into space introduces a whole new level of challenges for the immune system. Imagine this. Astronauts leave Earth's cozy atmosphere, and suddenly, gravity, radiation, and their sleep schedules are turned upside down. It's like their bodies go into panic mode. White blood cells slow down their crime-fighting activities, inflammation runs rampant, and even dormant viruses, like the ones responsible for cold sores, decide it's party time. Without gravity, blood flow throws a tantrum, making it tough for immune cells to stay alert. What a cosmic roller coaster ride! Studies from the International Space Station show that the immune system isn't just flexing its muscles, it's under serious stress. These changes can materialize within days, and even after landing back on Earth, it takes weeks for everything to normalize. Space isn't just testing our bones and muscles, it's challenging the immune system in ways it never had to adapt to. So, scientists are hard at work inventing new strategies to keep our bodies safe beyond the comfort zone of good old planet Earth. Don't underestimate the power of your emotions, they're like a secret code to the immune system. When feelings run high and stress looms large, hormones like cortisol spike and cause a dip in immune action, particularly affecting virus-fighting cells. On the flip side, experiencing joy or bonding with others can supercharge your natural killer cells and help with tissue repair. Just a hearty laugh can boost the levels of antibodies in your saliva. Unbelievable, right? It turns out your emotional state is hardwired into your immune performance. Your immune system and hormones are like the best of buddies working together for your survival. Think of the endocrine system as the messaging hub, sending out chemical signals that influence how immune cells behave. When stress hits and cortisol floods in, certain white blood cells kick back, conserving energy and making you more vulnerable to infections. Meanwhile, during the roller coaster ride of puberty, hormonal shifts tweak immune activity, amplifying autoimmunity in girls and cranking up inflammation in boys. Who knew being a teenager could be so complex? So, as we venture into the world of personalized medicine and look out into space, it's clear that understanding our immune system is more important than ever. The more we learn, the better we can harness that knowledge to keep ourselves healthy, both here on Earth and out there in the cosmos. And while we're at it, let's not forget to laugh more and embrace positive emotions. It's a natural, free way to boost our immune defenses. Who knew that your menstrual cycle had a say in immunity? Yep. It turns out estrogen boosts antibody production, while progesterone plays the calm card, soothing the immune chaos. This intricate biochemical chat operates daily, as the immune cells and glands, like well-coordinated dance partners, adjust their moves to tackle threats and help the body recover. A real duet between defense and metabolism together, they put on a show worthy of a Broadway stage. But wait, there's a plot twist. The immune system is a bit like a superhero with a self-destruct button. Within some cells lie secret programs that trigger a dramatic exit strategy when things get too dicey, a process called apoptosis. This handy feature ensures that post-infection chaos doesn't lead to a persistent immune reaction, which would wreak havoc on healthy tissues. Picture these cells as the ultimate alarm system, ready to self-destruct if they can't stop a viral villain or cancer cell. These little soldiers don't fight solo, they also monitor for misfits that have overstayed their welcome. If an immune cell is lagging and failed to hit the self-destruct button, other immune warriors swoop in to give them a nudge. Think of it as tough love, but with a much higher stake. They nudge them towards programmed cell death, ensuring no rogue cells mess up the immune party or the body's harmony. It's a wild ride, but it works. You're safe because these defenders know when to bow out gracefully. Now, let's sprinkle in some artistic flair. The immune system isn't just brawny, it's a janitorial master too. Instead of just going on a destruction spree, it meticulously tags old, damaged, or simply unnecessary cells, alerting others to clean up duty. Macrophages, the body's vacuum cleaners, swoop in to munch on these marked cells, breaking them down into reusable molecules. Imagine millions of red blood cells getting refurbished every second. It's a bustling recycling center in the bloodstream. The immune system keeps it fresh and fabulous, preventing the debris of outdated cells from piling up. Thanks to this ongoing renewal process, your bones, skin, blood, and organs can thrive without clutter. So while we think of the immune system as just a defender against invasions, it's also our unsung hero, tirelessly maintaining the body's Zen garden, sweeping away the unwanted, so new life can flourish. In the wild world of immunity, self-sacrifice takes center stage. Some immune cells go all in. When infections knock on the door, a brave soldier called a neutrophil might explode into action, literally. It extends its DNA and proteins, creating a gooey trap to ensnare invading bacteria. Sure, it dies in the process, but hey, that's a heroic move. Plus, other immune types flare up with a fiery demise to summon backup reinforcements to tackle those pesky invaders. Crazy, right? And don't forget about the skin. When bacteria try to crash the party, skin cells heroically fall to seal off wounds. It's like the ultimate bouncer move. Talk about commitment. Such sacrificial actions are hardwired into the cell's genetic code, ready to ring the alarm bell when the situation gets dire. In nature, self-sacrifice is rare, yet within the immune system, it's a daily routine, always ready to protect the greater good against the few uninvited party crasher microbes. Finally, let's not ignore the classic rapid defense mechanisms like sneezes and coughs. These reflexes are the body's immediate responses to eject unwanted guests. If any invaders brave the initial defenses, the body's instinctive reactions kick in. It's a win to maintain the balance while keeping germs at bay. So with a sneeze, a cough, or even an immune cell giving up its life, the body is always on guard, ensuring survival with a touch of flair. Sneezing and coughing might seem like annoying little hiccups in our daily lives, but they're actually high-speed defensive maneuvers from the body's secret service, the immune system. When those immune cells in your nose or throat sniff out unwelcome guests like viruses, bacteria, or even pesky pollen, they spring into action, releasing chemicals that kickstart the sneeze reflex. In a flash, air bursts forth from your body, launching droplets crammed with pathogens like a biological air cannon. Who knew your body could be such an explosive defender? But it's not just a simple reflex. Oh no, it's a team effort. The brain, muscles, mucous membranes, and immune signaling all work together like a finely tuned concert. The thickness of your mucus changes based on the threat level really. When your immune system is on high alert, mucus gets denser and stickier. This means that every cough or sneeze is more effective at mopping up those unwanted particles trying to crash the party in your respiratory tract. Talk about a team player. Yet there's even more excitement happening on the microscopic level. Your immune system isn't just about surface attacks. It's got an incredible arsenal of recognition tools. It can identify up to 1 billion unique patterns out there. B cells and T cells each have their unique receptors crafted through a mind-blowing process called genetic shuffling. This magic results in combinations that can tackle everything from viruses to harmful toxins all on demand, like a personalized bouncer for your body's nightclub. Remember the days before antibiotics, when scarlet fever was the terrifying boogeyman of childhood illnesses? Caused by a toxin-producing strain of Streptococcus bacteria, it could unleash an immune reaction that turned fevers into raging infernos, complete with red rashes and peeling skin. Even after surviving, some would face autoimmune complications, where their own immune system mistakenly tagged their tissues as the enemy. The introduction of penicillin was like throwing cold water on a raging fire, transforming scarlet fever from a killer into a treatable ailment. The partnership between medicine and immunity is a crucial story in our history. The immune system isn't just about fighting off the bad guys. It's about forming long-lasting friendships, immune memories. Some infections or vaccines can provide such robust immunity that it lasts for decades. Diseases like smallpox and measles leave behind memory cells that stick around for as long as 70 years, ready to jump back into action if their old foe dares to reappear. Now, that's what I'd call a faithful friend. What's even crazier is how these memory cells don't need constant reminders. They maintain discrete copies of antibodies and T-cell receptors, staying quietly vigilant, kind of like that overprotective friend who always carries a spare umbrella just in case. When the original threat crops up again, these cells don't hesitate to reactivate and unleash the party of immune defense we all secretly love to see. So, whether you're sneezing or simply basking in the luxury of your immune memory, remember that your body is one heck of a defender, ready for anything. Inside your body, bone marrow is doing some serious overtime. It's churning out specialized plasma cells that release antibodies in tiny but continuous doses. Think of it as a low-key defense system that keeps the bad guys at bay without throwing a full-blown party every time. But let's not get too comfy. Some pathogens, like those pesky coronaviruses, can change costumes faster than you can say healthcare checkup, making it tough for our bodies to remember them. Now, if the stars align just right, your immune system can craft a defense so robust it might just outlive you. Talk about a legacy. The memory of a past infection becomes like a family heirloom, lovingly passed down through bloodlines and human history. But hold up. Sometimes, this vigilant system can turn rogue and start attacking healthy tissues long after the enemy has been vanquished. Welcome to the world of autoimmune conditions, where your immune system becomes both a hero and an unwitting villain. This phenomenon often boils down to a case of mistaken identity. When a microbe's proteins become too cozy with our own, the immune system can get confused. It sends out attack orders like it's still in a full-blown battle, leading to conditions like rheumatic fever, whereby after a harmless strep infection, hearts become battlegrounds. This little hiccup can last for months, years, or in some unfortunate cases, indefinitely. But hey, we can't blame the system entirely. It's an evolutionary trade-off, ensuring we're protected even if it means the occasional friendly fire. Then there's the concept of natural resistance, a glorious perk of evolution. Some populations that have tangoed with specific pathogens for generations develop stronger defenses. Talk about generational perks. For instance, in malaria-heavy regions, folks with sickle cell traits totally have an upper hand, as their funky-shaped red blood cells make it hard for the malaria parasite to party. Similarly, in Europe, genetic quirks stemming from historic plagues now offer added resistance to some viral shenanigans. But here's the twist. Resistance isn't quite the same as immunity. Think of it as getting a head start in a race. The immune system showers the body with experience after a mild infection, now better equipped to handle everyday invaders. It's not merely a reaction. It's a full-on learning workshop where the body rewrites the rulebook to ensure future generations dodge the bullets that past folks failed to avoid. Now, let's dive into the sneaky side of infections, the crafty ones that take cover in nerve cells. Some viruses are like master ninjas, biding their time in the nervous system, evading the immune's watchful eyes. Herpes viruses are the rock stars here. They invade, take a long nap, and then re-emerge when your defenses are at low tide. Chickenpox may seem harmless, but that little bug lies dormant until it feels like resurfacing as shingles, reminding you it's always lurking about. And let's not forget the unsung hero of the body, the spleen. Often overshadowed by other shiny organs, it quietly plays essential roles like filtering blood and recycling old red blood cells, a real multitasker. If you ever need it partially removed, fear not. It can bounce back. It's a crucial player in your immune response, stocking up on emergency platelets and ensuring old cells don't just hang around like unwanted guests at a party. So, next time you think about your immune system, remember that it's a blend of intelligence, confusion, and a little bit of strategic hiding. When part of your spleen is nicked during a wild adventure or surgery, don't stress. That little guy has superhero powers. It can regenerate. Thanks to clusters of stem-like cells, the remaining spleen tissue can bounce back and up the ante to replace what's missing. Even a wee piece can expand to work harder. Talk about resilience. Sure, if the spleen's completely toast, you'll need some ongoing medical help. But nonetheless, it's a testament to how adaptable our immune systems really are. The spleen isn't just lounging around like a sofa at a barbecue. It's an active participant in our defense game. It boasts a rich array of immune sensors zipping around in our bloodstream, ever vigilant. These tiny proteins and molecules sniff out trouble before the full squad of immune cells even hops in the ring. Known as pattern recognition molecules, they team up with sneaky invaders like bacteria and viruses, ready to label them for destruction or obliterate them on the spot. Talk about front-line fighters. One of the heavy hitters in this immune arsenal is the complement system. Picture a network of proteins that acts like a secret agent, punching holes in the membranes of pesky microbes and tagging them for cleanup. While all this chaos reigns, there's no time for napping. These vigilant molecules patrol around the clock, always prepared to respond, regardless of prior experience with an infection. Without these floating defenders, the immune response would be way slower, leaving us wide open to the bad guys. Then, there are antimicrobial peptids, the microscopic ninjas of our body. These tiny amino acid warriors are like our own built-in antibiotics, lurking in immune cells and various tissues, ready for action. They work their magic by targeting the membranes of offenders, creating holes that lead to microbial mayhem. And guess what? They rarely cause resistance. Unlike their antibiotic cousins, they focus on fundamental structures that microbes can't easily dodge. Some creatures, like frogs and insects, rely almost entirely on these tiny titans for immunity. Humans also produce a delightful variety of these peptids tailored for different body parts and threats. Researchers are scrambling to harness this molecular weaponry and turn it into the next generation of medicines, especially in the race against antibiotic resistance. Nature has been perfecting these defenses for eons. Talk about a winning strategy. But let's not forget the sneaky contenders viruses. They're the ultimate tricksters, changing their genetic makeup faster than your Instagram feed updates. Influenza is a classic, shifting its surface proteins yearly, forcing the immune system into a relearning bootcamp with every flu season. Relying on quick deception, even HIV evolves at lightning speed within its host, sidestepping immune defenses and making them obsolete within weeks. It's not that the immune system is underperforming, it's just keeping pace with the rapid changes in viral strategies. This evolutionary arms race is as exhilarating as a video game, but with real stakes. So the next time you face a cold or flu, remember, your immune system is functioning in the midst of a race against time and fast-moving foes, showcasing just how dynamic and thrilling our biology can be. Some immune cells are like nature's little detectives, equipped with tentacle-like structures called philopodia. These crafty extensions enable cells like dendritic cells and macrophages to probe the environment, searching for trouble without so much as a step. Philopodia are flexible and nimble, sneaking through gaps between cells, hugging along blood vessel walls, and even wrapping around nasty particles to haul them back for further inspection. This clever strategy helps the immune system survey vast areas while conserving energy, maintaining a vigilant lookout for potential threats. In the gut, dendritic cells take this probing to the next level, extending their philopodia through the intestinal lining to snatch samples of bacteria. They're like the taste testers of the immune world, gathering essential information while keeping the protective barrier intact. But these aren't just passive feelers. They're dynamic, constantly reshaping and twitching in response to chemical signals. When danger lurks, these sensory tentacles can set off an immune alarm, prompting a swift response. It's less about mindless wandering and more about an engaging exploration mission. Now, let's talk about fevers, those steamy situations that might just feel like the world's worst blanket. Far from being mere nuisances, fevers are strategic alarms raised by the immune system itself. When pathogens invade, immune cells party like it's 1999 and release pyrogens, telling the brain to crank up the body's thermostat. Why do this? Well, most crafty bacteria and viruses prefer normal temps, so a little extra heat is like putting a wet blanket on their reproduction party. Meanwhile, the fever boosts immune system activity, making cells dance, reproduce, and attack at lightning speed like they're on a caffeine buzz. But wait, there's more. Fever also encourages the production of heat shock proteins, tiny defenders, protecting healthy cells from stress while still working hard in the hotter climate. The liver gets in on the action too, shifting metabolic gears to create resources that fuel this immune response. Fever isn't a mistake. It's a finely tuned strategy aimed at flipping the biological battlefield in the body's favor. Once the threat is neutralized, the temperature cools down, thanks to the same internal mechanisms that turned it up. It's like a well-executed touchdown celebration, but with a triumphant sigh of relief at the end. Now step into the gut. It has its very own immune network, kind of like a secret society. Hidden within the digestive tract's walls lies the most extensive collection of immune tissue in the body, dubbed gut-associated lymphoid tissue. This crew monitors the trillions of microbes bustling about in the intestines, figuring out which are friendly, helpful, or downright dangerous. The gut boasts specialized immune cells, nodding off at the gut's gate while lymph nodes are busy sampling bacteria fragments, ensuring that the balance between welcome guests and uninvited intruders is maintained. The gut immune cells play a fascinating balancing act. They need to tolerate the good microbes while being ever ready for a brawl against harmful invaders. They keep peace by spitting out anti-inflammatory signals and fortifying the intestinal barrier. But if this balance goes off kilter, trouble brews, leading to autoimmune conditions or chronic inflammation. It's a lively negotiation between the body and a rambunctious microbiome, proving that defense isn't just about fighting, it's about understanding and maintaining harmony. And guess what? Allergies aren't just about pollen or pet dander, they can be triggered by the world around us. Some unlucky folks might react allergically to cold, sunlight, or even vibration. A case of cold urticaria might hit when chilly air or icy waters send skin immune cells into a frenzy, releasing histamine and causing itching and hives. Salaricaria has similar vibes. Even gentle UV rays through glass can spark an immune tantrum. Add in something like vibratory angioedema, where repetitive pressure, think running or using power tools, provokes a sudden immune response, and you've got a unique catalogue of reactions rooted in the immune system's misconception of harmless stimuli as perilous threats. Imagine your immune system setting off alarm bells not just for the bad guys, but for a good old splash of water. Aquagenic urticaria is the bizarre condition where some people's bodies mistake moisture for a menacing intruder. Forget itching after swimming in a chlorinated pool. These folks develop hives and redness just from a teardrop or raindrop. With fewer than 100 confirmed cases worldwide, it's a rare game of what IFS where the body's own reaction goes hilariously awry. Picture this: the moment dust or a sneeze-worthy irritant traipses into your nose, your immune system doesn't just grumble and puff. No, sir. It springs into action, releasing tiny immune soldiers, known as neutrophils and macrophages, ready for battle. As the body gives a powerful sneeze, it ejects immune-charged droplets, creating a miniature battlefield in the air. These droplets, rich in mucus and antibodies, are not mere byproducts, they are last-ditch defense, making sure the intruders don't get a warm welcome anywhere else. We're not born with advanced immunity. It's a work in progress. In infancy, we get our first line of defense from our mothers through breast milk. As kids grow up, their immune systems are like sponges, soaking up lessons from encounters with friends, vaccines, and the occasional scraped knee. With the thymus gland at the helm, children learn to differentiate between what belongs in the body and what doesn't, laying the groundwork for sturdy defense down the line. Fast forward to adulthood, and the immune system is a finely tuned machine, ready to tackle pathogens with unprecedented efficiency. But alas, time waits for no one. As the years roll on, immune response slows down, inflammation sticks around like an uninvited guest, and the thymus shrinks, halting the production of new T cells. This immune aging leaves seniors more susceptible to infections, making it a vital mission to boost immunity through proper sleep, nutrition, and laughter, because a happy life means a healthier immune system. Hold on tight. Because some immune cells are the sharpshooters of the body enter cytotoxic T cells, aka killer T cells. These tiny assassins are not just your average defenders, they have the precision of a sniper. Forget about the blunderbuss approach of inflammation. These cells specifically zero in on infected cells, taking them down with molecular accuracy. It's like a secret agent operation in your own body, stealthily identifying and neutralizing the threats lurking around. The immune system is a marvel of evolution, adapting from the cradle to the grave. Each sneeze, rash, and bout of illness is a testament to its resilience and complexity. While we often take our immunity for granted, it works tirelessly behind the scenes, battling invaders and even reacting to the mundane. If we treat it right, ensuring a healthy lifestyle, our immune system could continue as our trusty sidekick, showing off its skills long into the twilight years of our lives. Immune cells are like the vigilant security guards of the body, quietly patrolling the tissues as if they're on a covert mission. They carefully examine the surfaces of cells, looking for any signs of trouble, such as viral proteins or the nefarious signs of cancer. Once they've spotted a threat, these savvy cell snipers zoom into action, releasing some serious chemical firepower to obliterate the invader while ensuring that nearby healthy cells feel completely safe. Talk about precision. The real magic happens with these immune cells' memory banks. After they've taken down an infection, some of these fighters stick around permanently, transforming into memory cells. They remain on standby, ready to jump into action at a moment's notice if that pesky virus dares to return. Their elegance in efficiency and self-restraint is so impressive that scientists are desperately trying to harness their power, working to teach patient immune cells how to emulate these biological snipers in the battle against cancer. Who knew immune cells could be such trendsetters? When it comes to troop movement, immune cells are in a league of their own. They don't just bumble along, they sprint into action. Neutrophils and macrophages can dash through tissues faster than you can say bacteria invasion. They pull off this impressive stunt by flexing and reshaping their internal skeletons, sliding and gliding through blood vessel walls like they're starring in the latest summer blockbuster. Their secret? They follow the sweet scents of chemical trails that injured cells or snooping microbes leave behind. Just like a trained rescue dog, they sniff their way right to the source of trouble in no time flat. Imagine a race within your body. If immune cells beat bacteria to the punch, the microbial menace doesn't have a chance. Instead of creating a traffic jam of germs, healing kicks in almost immediately, often without any annoying symptoms. And guess what? Your immune system has the ultimate multitasking skill. It can generate antibodies for just about anything. This process is a dazzling example of biological creativity, where B cells shuffle DNA segments until they find the perfect shape to snag their specific germ foe. It's a molecular game of musical chairs, except the chairs are made of immunoglobulins. With theoretically over 1 trillion different antibody types at its disposal, your immune system is like a cosmic catalogue of defenses, perfectly tailored for an ever-changing world full of microbes and nasty toxins. When these antibodies target invaders, they don't just neutralize them, they slap on a "hey, look at me" tag for other immune cells to follow. It's like putting a neon sign above intruders, making them easy pickings for your body's cleanup crew. The beauty of it? Your immune system is always learning and adapting, firing up the creativity engine as it encounters new threats. But wait, there's more. Your immune system has specialized first responders ready to dive into action. Mast cells hang out near the skin, lungs, and digestive tract, just waiting for an injury or infection to trigger a histamine release. Neutrophils are the superheroes of rapid response, jumping from the bloodstream in a flash to gobble up bacteria and unleash antimicrobial power. And let's not forget about the natural killer cells who are like bouncers at a VIP event. They're scanning for any suspect cells trying to cause trouble and dispatch them before any viral takeover occurs. The choreography of these immune responses resembles a well-rehearsed dance, complete with carefully timed signals that assure each cell type knows its role in the fray. There's no chaos here, just synchronized action as these first responders work seamlessly to keep your body safe. So, next time you feel a sniffle coming on, just remember the elite squad of immune cells tirelessly working on your behalf. They may be microscopic, but their impact is anything but small. Imagine your body as a bustling city, with your immune cells as the dedicated first responders. These heroic white blood cells are always on alert, acting like shields while the adaptive immune system gears up to take on serious threats. When danger strikes, these cellular champions can reshape themselves, squeezing through tiny openings in blood vessels much like a contortionist slipping through a narrow doorway. One moment they're compact and round, and the next, they're flowy and flexible, ready to dive into action. Once inside the tissue, it's a whole new adventure. Picture them as tiny explorers navigating the dense wilderness of your body, sliding between cells like they're on an intricate jungle trek. Their masterful ability to locate infections in hard-to-reach places makes them crucial in battles with pesky invaders. They're like ninjas, stealthy and quick, slipping through the bloodstream in one spot and popping up somewhere else, always on the lookout for trouble, never confined to a mere route. But here's the kicker: while you're peacefully snoring away, your immune system is in full throttle mode. Many crucial immune tasks happen during those cheeky nighttime hours. As stress hormones take a nosedive and the lymphatic system swings into action, your immune cells go on a power trip. Even the brain gets a cleanup crew. It's a night of bustling activities, where infection-fighting proteins are produced like late-night snacks, and memory cells get a workout, prepping you for future showdowns with germs. Feel a bit under the weather? That draining fatigue isn't just an annoying side effect. It's your immune system's master plan. When invaders are detected, immune cells flood your bloodstream with cytokines, little messengers prompting your brain to dial down the activity. They cleverly push you toward rest and conserving energy, making sure your body shifts into defense mode. It's almost like a strategic retreat, redirecting all resources to healing, ensuring you're not out there mixing with the germy crowd. Now, hold on to your hats. This fatigue isn't weakness. It's basically an evolutionary survival strategy. Born before modern medicine, this instinct to hunker down and rest helped our ancestors stay safe and heal faster. It's the original biological quarantine. This clever adjustment influences your mood too, tugging at emotional strings to push you towards solitude for recovery. In other words, when your immune system calls for a nap, it's not just trying to be lazy. And the immune system is like the ultimate security detail. It's relentless. From the moment you take your first breath until the very end, these vigilant immune cells are patrolling every nook and cranny of your body. They don't take breaks, constantly check for any miscreants lurking about and tidy up by cleaning out damaged cells and debris. Think of them as diligent janitors mixed with ninja warriors, ensuring that your symbiotic friendships with good microbes stay harmonious and everything runs smoothly in your body. Life is a never-ending cycle of change, a lively dance where the immune system plays lead. It never takes a day off. It's fueled by tiny chemical messages weaving through your body. Even when you're snoozing or daydreaming, this unsung hero is busy scanning, learning, and acting, all while having the quietest party beneath your skin. Talk about multitasking. It's like having a superhero that doesn't need a cape to save the day. Imagine your immune system as a loyal bouncer at a club, always on the lookout for trouble, even when you're blissfully unaware. Oh, you've got stress? Not on my watch, it declares. Instead of waiting for emergencies to happen, it's always prepared, engaged in a constant ballet of vigilance that's anything but dull. The tranquility you experience isn't just a lull. It's an intricate harmony of biological processes making sure you can chase your dreams without a worry. As we glide through this invisible realm, let's take a moment to appreciate how interconnected we truly are. Your body's quiet diligence is like the best kind of support system, always there, quietly ensuring your safety. So, as you wave goodbye to the day and let your eyelids get heavier, remember there's a bustling universe beneath your surface, always active, always aware, and totally committed to keeping you at peace. Even as your thoughts drift lazily into the night, your immune system is dancing away in the background, never missing a beat. It's been sculpted by millions of years of evolution, a masterpiece of nature aimed at one goal: keeping you alive and thriving. Feel that little jolt of gratitude for the incredible work going on inside you. Despite the chaos the outside world throws your way, there's a fortress of care protecting you every step of the way. So let's wrap ourselves in this reassurance. Let it cocoon you snugly like a warm blanket on a chilly night. As you settle into slumber, let the weight of knowing you're always being taken care of lift the burdens of the day. Picture yourself relaxing as the calm washes over you like a gentle wave. It's time for those racing thoughts to take a back seat. Embrace the magic of sleep, knowing that you are wrapped in a fortress of care. As you surrender to the night, let your muscles distress and find peace in the fact that there's a watchful force within you. This tireless protector works in perfect sync with the rhythm of the night, ensuring you're safe and sound. Good night, dear friend. Trust that while you rest, you're cradled in the powerful embrace of the life support system that never sleeps. Sweet dreams.